Alright guys, a quick video. I made a decision, yay! I went ahead today and chopped down my March Franklin Covey pages. So they now look like this, and see how they are. And, honestly, I'm not crazy about it. I think it looks kind of stupid. It's kind of a lot of work to go through chopping all of them, and even though I was very careful chopping them, I still ended up with the pages being, some of the pages slightly skewed, so they're not all even, which drives me insane. And so I kind of went back to the drawing board and said, I've got to figure this out. This is not going to work. So I thought a lot more about what I need, and what I need on most weeks of the year is different from what I need on a few specific weeks when things get really busy. And I think that what I came to, I was really thinking back and realizing that what I was doing, if I can find, what I was doing last fall, which I have the file effects week on 2 pages with a to-do page filed in between. So all my timed entries go on here, all my task management goes on here, was really working really well. I like the perspective of being able to easily see a week to view. I really like the flow of being able to see on Tuesday the to-do items for Monday and the to-do items coming up on Wednesday. It really helps me gain a lot of perspective about what's going on, what I need to do, and I think kind of felt very natural when I was using it. It was, even though the space that I'm writing in is pretty tight, it still works pretty well. So the problem with this is that, as I note in January this year, this was just not enough capacity. I needed more. I needed both more space every day and more structure. So what I think will work, I'm hoping will work, is that I can buy, Tracy did a video on them recently, the day planning pages. They're generic, they're undated. You can write the day of the week and the date at the top. They have space for appointments, space for to-dos, and space for, I don't remember, notes or something. Don't forget. But they're like a nice kind of clean, structured page with notes on the back that you can file in when you have a really busy day, or when you have several really busy days. And I think, to some degree, I know when the busy times come, and so I can anticipate and have these pages on hand for them. And I think also, if I keep a few in the planner, if I'm encountering a day that's going to be really insanely busy and I'm maxing out my space on my normal setup, I can just take one of these out, copy everything onto it, file it at the today marker, today page, mark the bookmark, the today marker, so I can just flip to it and leave it filed right in between the relevant week view pages, and make that sort of be my overflow. I'm pretty sure that that will work fine, and it lets me kind of be flexible in terms of having the space I need when I need it, but not carrying around all this paper when I don't need the space. Furthermore, I think because of the way that I've kind of slimmed down the rest of my system now, I would be able to fit a whole year's worth of week on 2 pages in this binder, which would mean that I don't need a separate month on 2 pages. When you use day pages and I cannot fit a whole year's worth of them in a planner, I need the months so I can do forward planning. And once I start using them, I have to keep both the day pages and the month pages in sync. Like, anything that's on the month pages needs to get copied to the day pages, and then everything from the day pages needs to get copied back to these, because when you're using day pages, it's very difficult to see when you have time to set a meeting, to make an appointment, to schedule a project, brainstorm, or whatever. So I've relied on, even when I'm in the current month and I have the day pages in the planner, I still need to keep the month view up to date, because that's where I kind of look to do my scheduling. If I have a week to view for the full year, I won't need the month views, and that will mean that I don't need to maintain 2 parallel calendars. And that is great, because honestly, no matter how careful I am, I invariably periodically screw it up. So I did recently. There was something coming up that I didn't realize was coming up, because I had written it on a day page but hadn't put it in my month page, and I forgot, because I didn't look at the month page that day, that I forgot all about it. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. I think I'm going to give it a try. I really did like this sort of slimmed down week planning thing that I was doing. It was working really nicely, and I definitely like to give it a try again. I think it has a lot of benefits. It does mean that I have to be a little bit more thoughtful. I don't have that capture space every day, so I need to really leverage a separate note section in the planner, but I've been doing that a lot anyway, just sort of flipping back to my notes pages to write notes rather than... I tend to, because I'm not entirely sure what I want to put on the right-hand page, I tend to just use it as a journal at the end of the day, and I think that it's more effective. I have a really nice Clairefontaine notebook that I use as a journal. I can get out my favorite pen and sit at my kitchen table. I can open my planner, look at the day, and write much more free. It's a nice big A5 size page, so that's kind of a better way to journal anyway. And it's certainly easier to keep track of and archive later than having it in all these loose leaf pages. So anyway, I must seem like the most ridiculous person because I can't just pick something and run with it, but I really want to use this, and I think that going back, I think that system was working, and as long as I have an accommodation for those times when it's not adequate, I should be able to make this work for a whole year. So anyway, I probably sound like I'm trying to sell it to myself, which I kind of am, but I think I can do it, and it gets me away. One thing that the aesthetics of the Franklin Planner inserts, just all this green, I don't know, I think they must think that green is soothing. Daytimer does their pages in green too, and green is actually my favorite color, but for some reason I just don't like green planner pages, and I really don't like all of this waste space that, I've always hated that. So anyway, the Franklin Covey system works beautifully, but I'm just not sure if it's right for me. So, yeah, Goldilocks. All right, y'all. Have a nice evening, and I'll report back when I've got this set up. And if anybody has a spare 2013 week on 2 pages that they'd like to get rid of, let me know, because at this point I've spent a lot of money on planner pages and we're only 2 months into the year. So, have a good night. Take care. Bye.